that three-part behavior loop, it is the most powerful behavior loop at getting people to repeat behaviors and get sucked in. It's not your fault, but it is your problem.
How do we break out of this?
There's always unpredictability embedded in social media. It wouldn't work if you knew what was coming.
I guess that's why so many people just keep tweeting and posting, because it's kind of like every post comes with a bunch of line you go viral.
So I think of the experience, we'll take Twitter, now called X. I've come up with a little tweet that you think is hilarious and it's of the moment, right? So you put it up, wait, right? Did they retweet it? And you don't know what could have happened. It could be so clever that like, oh my God, so many people have retweeted this. If this happened, could have, like, now I look like an idiot because I put a note telling it in a room and people just, right? It's this range of unpredictable outcomes that could happen.
How do we break out of this? Because I want to take back control.
Yeah, well, we all do. Well, first I will say that people, I like to say that you're not a person because it's very much part of the brain. You know, people will be hard on themselves, or screaming so high and like, why keep saying you're a bad person? It's your ancient brain working against you. Problem. You still have to figure out, how am I going to get out? The first is being aware of the first place. Once you become aware of behavior and observe a behavior, it tends to change. That's called the Hawthorne effect. And then the second part is that you can remove or change any of the three parts of that loop of the scarcity loop that I mentioned. So you can remove, change the opportunity, you can remove, change the reward, or you can remove or change the quick repeatability. You can slow things down.
Everyone listening to this will want to make better long-term decisions. How do we win that battle, which is seemingly with ourselves?
It is in a way with ourselves, but it's also, I think, in a way with this sort of ancient hardware that we have. So I'll answer this way, and it might provide some insight, and we can kind of go from there. Slot machines work on what I call the scarcity loop. It is a three-part behavior loop, and its three parts are 1, opportunity, 2, unpredictable rewards, and 3, quick repeatability. So 1, opportunity. You have an opportunity to get something of value that's going to enhance your life. In the case of a slot machine, it's money, right? 2, unpredictable rewards. You know you'll get that thing of value at some point, but you don't know when, and you don't know how valuable it's going to be. So with slot machines, it's like you play, you could lose your money, you could win a couple dollars, you could win hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's crazy. And then 3, quick repeatability. You can immediately repeat the behavior. Now, the important part is that, and why I'm talking about this, is because that 3-part behavior loop, it is the most powerful behavior loop at getting people to repeat behaviors and get sucked in. It's like the serial killer of moderation, okay? And it's now in all sorts of other tech and institutions. So, for example, it's what makes social media work. It's what makes dating apps so compelling. It's being put in financial apps like Robinhood. It's being leveraged by different gig work companies, right? It explains the rise of sports betting. It's embedded in a lot of these behaviors that we can't seem to moderate. So when I look at the things that people aren't good at moderating, whether it's, I check email way too much, or I check my stocks way too much, and this drives me nuts. It's usually behavior that falls into that scarcity loop. A lot of corporations know the decision is not being made consciously. That's the reality. But at the same time, I don't know if the antidote is going to leave us any better, because then we start regulating everything, and I don't think we want that. So really what I want to do is empower people to realize you have the capacity to make choice. I want you to be more aware of why you're doing what you're doing, because ultimately that is where freedom lies.